to know you. That is residents and staff of Stonebridge. And today we're adding history to it, the history that helps bring our community together. If you had never visited Stonebridge before and saw me here and I told you that I'm standing in front of where the regatta takes place, you might say something like, "You must be kidding." But of course I'm not. At Stonebridge, the regatta is real. It's celebratory, competitive, engaging, and it's just a lot of fun. And we have 3 people today who are all ready to tell us about it. Dick Christian, Commodore, Joan Hicks, Senior Vice Commodore, and John Schmidt, who is a newcomer. And because he's joining it, the history goes on. So here we go. And welcome to our guests. I'm going to start with Dick Christian, the Commodore. And I think it's important that we have some idea of how this got started. I thought you started it, Dick, but you're telling me you didn't. So how did it all begin? It must have a history and people must have wanted to have fun.
Well, when we moved in 2004, the first people I met was Herb and Randy Hobart. And Randy told me that her idea of retirement was to sit by a pond and watch small boats. And she had a small boat. And so I thought this is a great way to pass time when you have a pond, is to have a boat. So I bought a kit, built a boat, and Randy I made Commodore because of her idea.
Okay.
And because I was the only one with her at the time, I became Vice Commodore. And so for a couple of years, people who had boats or were interested would
Can I just
occasionally
ask
come
you,
out
You
and,
mean boats like this boat that
Yeah.
you make yourself, not a boat you climb in?
oh no, these are all model boats.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
okay,
model
all right.
boats.
No, just want to
Model
be
boats.
clear.
A
Okay.
big boat in this pond would be a disaster.
Right.
Anyway, so what happened was that I met Joan and Reeves Hicks, who also were sailors in their adult life,
In real sail.
in real sailors, real boats in adult life. And so Joan and Reeves, Randy and I would bring boats to the pond when the weather's nice, like today, and we'd sail. So then it became, it's hard, it's not easy to launch a boat in this pond
Oh, okay.
because the water level generally is lower and they have to keep pumping it up, which they did in the early years. So the water was always at the grass's edge and you could reach over and put a boat in. Right. Then what happened was that Randy and I thought there should be some kind of a dock or platform in which people could stand solidly and put a boat in.
Right.
So in 2006, we went to the executive committee, asked for funds to build a dock, which was granted, and a dock was built, but the executive committee wanted to be sure that it wasn't an eyesore.
All right.
So they put the dock in a culvert, the culvert by the bridge, where it sat until about 5 or 6 weeks ago, when some city father came by and said you can't do that anymore. So the dock is now gone, but we're working on ways to accommodate the regatta on the 12th. Right.
So now we have this celebratory, focused day of when people get together, and we're going to be doing this on Saturday, September 13th.
September 12th.
12th. Oh, I'm sorry.
September.
So Joan, as Senior Vice Commodore right now, you and Reeves, good sailors, got involved in this little project, right?
Yes, very much so. So it happened that Reeves was really the better sailor, but I had came along for the ride, you might say, and from all of our sailing days in Greece, etc., we really did know how to handle the boat. So Reeves, because it became a family affair, my daughter's husband, my youngest daughter Libby's husband Steve, became the general mechanic and also got us a boat so that Reeves and I would be able to sail on this illustrious pond. which we did, but my boats ended up being funny types of boats. Anything that could float, we would put on the pot.
Okay, well, so a rubber ducky would fit that, right?
Absolutely, a rubber ducky pounded as well.
I know that the sun is getting to you, Joan, but I wanted to ask you about your T-shirt. Are you the only person who gets to get that nice blue sailboat T-shirt?
No, but I am permitted, thanks to my daughter, number 3 child, number 2 daughter. She got so involved in this that she ordered 2 dozen shirts, and then we began selling.
Oh, I see.
Because
Okay.
it's such a popular item. So now anybody can buy.
And they can call you up and look up Joan's phone number and say, I want a shirt with the nice blue sailboat. Now the other side says, what, the Stonebridge Yacht Club?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay, well that's sort of like, this is the Regatta and the Yacht Club. That's here to be the place where we have, but not really.
You want to remember that the regatta is produced and presented by the Stonebridge Yacht
I
Club.
see. Okay, all right. Now, John, I hope you're listening to all of this as being a new person, all right? So I think we're sort of up to date here, and I want to thank our historians as well as our continuing participants, and say that we'll look forward to seeing you. Stay here. I think, Joan, you'd like to get out of the sun.
I would.
Okay, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to turn to John Schmidt, okay? Well, you can still say welcome to Stonebridge because you haven't been here a year yet, have you?
Not quite.
No, and of course you haven't met everybody because of the lockdown. But welcome to the regatta. I'm a person who believes that if you don't have something new every year, if you have a tradition, the tradition isn't going to live on. So I was delighted when we started planning this to find out from Dick and from other people that you were going to I won't say jump in, but you were going to join in and try this out. So here you are, ready to go. And can you tell us a little bit about, well, yourself? Are you a sailor?
Well, the boat is new, and I am new to yachting,
Okay.
and I hope learning how to control the thing. Dick assures me that nobody ever capsizes, and I don't want to start a new tradition then. Also, I'm proud that I'm already admitted to the Stonebridge Yacht Club.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I was
Full membership, huh?
I was full membership, no title yet.
Yeah.
And the admission occurred even before the boat arrived in the mail. So it's a
Lot of
very
trust in you,
exclusive,
yes.
very exclusive outfit.
Right.
But
You know,
it sounds like fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
good. A lot of people, don't understand. I don't understand about the boats. So you wanted a boat. Where did you go and get one?
Online.
Real?
No,
Of course. Yeah,
no,
everything is
actually,
online.
Dick gave me an address, and they had some variety of boats. They have battleships, they have PT boats, and some sailboats.
Well, that looks very traditional, and then you run it because you push a button and it knows you're wanting it to go. Is
There are
that
two,
it?
two controls, one for the rudder and one for the sails.
Oh,
And I'm hoping that that it all works out. I had
So-
not realized the competition was as large as.
and you're going to put this one in, Dick?
In the water?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
you're
what sailboats do.
right. But isn't that what the kids do in Central Park? They have a thing there, and you
I
rent
think
them. and
so.
Well, I guess if they can do it, you should be able
Right,
to figure it out,
right.
John. Right?
But when they tip over, they can walk across and pick up the boat. I'm not sure that.
That's right. Yeah. And is there a kind of a contest? Do people, sort of place bets on who might win?
No, because our regatta is a regatta in name only.
I see. Okay.
Because we have a variety of boats. We have some power boats. We have float planes, wingspan about yay. And so you can't have a race unless the boats are equal,
I see.
of the
Okay.
same class.
Okay.
And we don't have there may be two boats
Okay.
alike.
So it's just fun watching them.
And it's anything that floats.
All right. And here's the word. There's a great audience for this. People sit all along here. They sit over in back of Jeff Teener's house and over by the pagoda, and this is really a community event. It's not just you guys out there with your boats, and it depends on people cheering, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so we have to get a lot of
And we
people
have to
out.
thank Brooke for the chairs. She started that about 4 or 5 years ago.
Right, yes.
Because people standing here for an hour or so,
Right.
they got tired.
Yeah.
And so now they can sit.
Well, welcome, John. We'll be seeing how you do, and hope you enjoy it. That you'll come back next year. And actually, the festivities sort of start on Wednesday. You told me, Dick, because there's going to be an exhibit. Can you tell us about that before we close?
Yes, before COVID-19, there was a First Friday party that Brooke used to throw, at which time the skippers brought their boats, set them up in the living room, so folks who were interested could get a close look.
Okay.
Because when they're on the water,
Yeah,
you
far
can't
away,
see any
yeah,
detail.
yeah.
Without COVID, with COVID, there's no party. So what's happening this year is on Wednesday the 9th, starting at 4 o'clock, all the skippers have agreed to display their boats in that wide hallway between the living room
Okay.
and the cafe.
Okay.
And the boats will be there starting at 4 o'clock Wednesday. They'll be there Wednesday, Thursday the 10th, and Friday the 11th. And then on Saturday the 12th, they'll be out on the water.
That's a really good idea, because on the first Fridays, everybody was so busy drinking, they weren't looking at the boats as much as they should have.
Well-
so this is really nice.
Yeah.
Uh,
People who wanted to see the boats saw the boats. People who wanted to do other things did
well,
other things.
But I think it's nice that you can stroll and look at them and have a conversation about them and so on. So let's remind everybody, you're going to be ready to sail, and everybody should show up here on Saturday, September 12th at 2 o'clock, right?
Right.
And we're going to have weather exactly like this. I checked it already.
We're counting on it.
And we hope the turtles get out of the way, and that the wind is just right, and that the refreshments we remember from other years will also be here. So I think there's a promise. And so anyway, happy regatta. Thanks to you, Dick, for hanging in with this, and Joan and John to be a newcomer. We need people like you. So thanks an awful lot.
Thank
I
you,
hope you
Ingrid.
enjoyed this version of Getting to Know You outdoors at beautiful Stonebridge, right near the regatta site. This is Ingrid Reed. I'm the host. I have a great time today. Sandy Hyatt, our timer and arranger, Robin Doherty, our producer and taper, and where's Jeff Teener, who keeps us in line. Okay, thanks a lot. See you Saturday the 12th.